Welcome. Our special guest this evening is Liisa Kovala. Both Rogan and I know Liisa in different ways. Rogan, would you like to tell our listeners how you know her?
Yes. I was trying to think of a funny anecdote I can make up. But no, I went to the school that used to teach at, but I never actually had you as a teacher somehow.
Oh, I know. So sadly. That
So
makes me
sad.
sad. I know.
Yeah.
I wish you'd been in my class. I feel
That
like
would have
you
been a
were
good
in my
time.
class, though. I'm not sure why, just because we saw each other a lot. You hung out with my daughter. You had a lot of friend groups that were always like, I think we did Cancer Drive one year as a group. That was fun.
No, I was going to say, like, you mentioning Cancer Drive just got me super nostalgic. I haven't, yeah.
Right? I
Oh, it's
know.
been so
So
long
good.
now. Yeah.
I know. It's such a great event. Thanks for having me. This is great.
Yeah. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
so
I got so
excited.
excited about seeing you that I completely went over
Just like steamrolled right over me.
right over
Love
the introductions. But no, this is very special. And yes, I might be just slightly nervous because,
I just don't get it. Don't be nervous with me. I mean, we go way back. We're like
that's right.
back
That's right.
to, I don't know, how long is that? When did you graduate, Rogan? Like, this is a long time.
Oh, gosh. 2018.
Oh my goodness,
Which
right?
doesn't feel like 7 years, but 7
No,
years.
7 years ago. So Holly and I would have met
Unbelievable.
like somewhere in those years. I don't even
We
know
did.
when, but
I saw
back
you
in
in
the
the
like
hallways and
pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Different lifetime.
That's right.
That's right. Liisa, can you introduce us to your fur companion? Is she with you tonight or is she in the background somewhere?
You know what? This is the time of day where she'll have a little lie down on the couch and she'll cuddle in and get really warm and then she'll sleep. And in about an hour and a half or so, she's going to get a lot of energy and she'll want to play. So Emmy is, I would say 2.5-year-old mini golden doodle. And she's the cutest ever. And she does make appearances sometimes on the screen, but yeah, she's just a, full of energy. And then she'll like, okay, I'm done. And I have to sleep now.
We do get to see glimpses of her in your social media. And
Yes.
sometimes she's in the screened in area. Sometimes she's outside or, trying to see through her eyes, which she is absolutely adorable. I haven't met her in person yet, but that's
right.
on the list.
You haven't met her. Okay. We have to fix that problem.
Yeah, I cannot wait. She just is the cutest thing.
She is the cutest thing.
From where I sit, I have my opinions on how I see her affecting her creativity, but how do you see that? Do you think that she has an effect or does she influence your creativity in any way?
Yeah. So I can tell you my story that my husband will love that I say this, but so I had a puppy or I had a dog when I was growing up. And so when I got, married, I thought, oh, we'll have a puppy and my kids would have loved that. And they begged him. And I was like, come on, come on. And we always had cats and I love cats. Cats are amazing. We always had 2 cats at any time. And we have had lovely, lovely cats over the years. But I just really wanted a dog. And so I love teaching in 2022. And it meant that I was going to be home by myself all the time. And I sort of said to my husband, like, he was still not into the whole dog thing. He had that misconception that if you have a dog, it's so much work. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But okay, we've had children. Like, okay, whatever. So he's like, it's so much work. And I'm like, you don't have to like clean their litter every day. Like, it's a whole other situation. So anyways, I finally said to him, one day you're going to come home and you're going to see this puppy. It's just going to be here. And because I know 100% he would love to have a dog. I knew that to be true. So what happened was my sister-in-law came to visit and she had this tiny little puppy and it was the cutest thing. And I can't remember the name of what the breed is. Tiny little thing, like just sweet and gentle. And my husband said, well, if we had a dog like that. So we started looking into this breed and actually it's a lovely breed. I love that dog. But we realized it was probably a little bit more needy even than I wanted to deal with. So we ended up looking into the mini golden doodles. And honest to God, now that we have this dog, my husband is in love with it. And it means that being at home by myself where I work, I have this companion. And she reminds me, we need to rest. We need to play. We need to run around. We need to, where's the ball? Like, she reminds me to not just sit at my computer all day. And I think that's really great for creativity, because if you're just staring at a screen all day, you can get really down. But, we go for a walk. It feeds that part of me that I didn't know I needed. And the other thing that I can say is, nobody greets you more enthusiastically than a dog, right? My cats would be like, feed me. But the dog is like, you're home. You're home. And it's like, I could be gone for 2 hours. And it's like, I haven't seen you in days.
Exactly. So is Emmy your first dog? Like first and only dog?
The first with like as our family. But yes, I had a dog when I was a kid. So we had a dog named Boyu, which is a Finnish name. And he was oh my gosh, I'm forgetting all the names of the breeds right now. And I'm
terrible with dog breeds. We've had dogs my whole life,
it's
and I
just
can
my
never.
memory. It's going to come back to me. But anyways, we had him growing up, and he was this devoted, beautiful dog. And then he got sick, and probably had to put him down when I was about 12 or 13. So ever since then, I've wanted a dog and didn't get another one for like 40 years.
That's a long time. It took me 20 years to get a cat, but 40 years, that's a long time.
I know.
And that
Too
is
long.
how we describe too long, in fact. And I haven't stopped getting, well, anyways, sorry. I was going to talk about the cat, and it's like, oh, I better not divulge that I will get another cat. No, I'm right.
Oh, this is news to me.
Oh, we're going to be waiting for that. That's a bombshell.
I just caught myself there. But there were two things that came from that, Liisa. And one was that was exactly how I saw Emmy having the influence for you. Yeah. I can see you taking her for walks, and you're thinking out your processes and your stories, and when you may not have gone for a walk, Emmy's like, we are going for a walk whether you like it or not. The thoughts start to come to you as you're walking, and that's when some of the magic happens.
Yeah. 100%. I totally believe creative people need to be moving. You have to be active in some way. And I think walking is magical. Just being in nature, sunshine, fresh air, you just slows down your nervous system. And just seeing that little joy of her expectation about going outside, she's so excited. You can't not want to. Okay. And then you're in it, right? And then she's pausing to sniff things. And you just remember that it's, okay, yes, we're going on a walk, and maybe we're going to go to this destination, or we're going to walk for this many minutes, or whatever it is you think you're going to do. But actually you remember that whole what's that saying? Remember to stop and smell the roses. She just does it. Like there's certain places she has to have a sniff over there. And I'm like, okay, we're just going to pause. And I look around, and it slows me down too. And I'm paying more attention. It's really, really beneficial for me physically, but also mentally and creatively.
And don't forget, and don't forget, she's leaving her phone number every time.
Yes, that's right. Somebody said it's like puppy email.
Oh, yes, that's right. P-mail.
Yeah,
I heard that one.
That's right. It's female. Exactly.
The other thing that came to mind as you were describing your story of almost bringing the dog home without your husband's knowledge.
Yes.
I thought, oh my gosh, that's like the character in my story where she adopts one of the dogs and doesn't mention it. So that does happen in real life.
I think it does happen, because I think the thing is, like with Mike, I knew he would love to have a dog. I knew it. He's that kind of person. He's quite like my dad was. We had a lot of animals growing up. We had a budgie, and we had different cats, and we had this dog, and my dad would always be like, no, don't want an animal. And then one would just show up. Like there'd be a dog, there'd be another cat. And but I think part of it for my dad was he fell in love with them. So when they were gone, he felt like it was hard. And I think for Mike, it was the same thing. Like I can just see how devoted he is to this dog. And I mean, I watched them go outside and Mike looks like he's playing like he was 12 years old, playing with this dog,
Oh.
running around, throwing the ball. And it's just hilarious. So I think to some extent, animals can also keep you really young and
Good
vibrant.
point.
And yeah, I don't think he just didn't know he wanted a dog. I did.
Just need that little push and then we're
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Yes.
Well, Emmy is just the sweetest little thing on earth. So
Yeah,
I hope
she
to
is.
meet her one day.
You
But
will.
perhaps that we can discuss some of the things that you've been working on and seeing as Emmy might have that influence, well, what are
Mhm.
you creating these days? You are a
Well,
writer and a very talented writer, of course.
oh, that's very
What are you
kind of
working
you to
on?
say. So I'm working on a series of cozy mysteries because I have Emmy and I've been delighted with Emmy. I decided to have a dog featured in the cozy mysteries. So
Of
my
course.
protagonist Minna, of course, Minna has a mini golden doodle as well that looks like Emmy,
Lovely.
but the dog's name is Hugo Dogberg.
That's
Because
great.
for anyone who's into art, there is a famous Finnish artist named Hugo Simberg, and he has done some of my most favorite paintings, and one of them is called The Wounded Angel, and I just love it. So I thought, oh, well, if I'm going to name a dog, I'm going to name it after something Finnish, because it's sort of this Nordic cozy mystery series, so I try to nod to different Nordic countries and culture and things. So Hugo Dogberg. But yeah, I've written the first book, and it's in the hands of ARC readers right now, and I'm currently working on book 2. And book 3, I hope to have also out next year. So all 3 are coming out next year. And then I'm hoping to do another 3 for 2027. But I don't want to say too much yet because I think I have to get the first 3 in the series done first. Just a little bit more ambitious than I have been in the past in terms of getting things out. So
Wow, that is incredible. Are you having fun in the process? Are
yeah.
you like, are your heels in the sand or is it just smooth sailing? Can you give us a little
Oh,
description of the process?
that's a great question. So book 1, I'm going to borrow a word you often use. So actually, Holly, you and I went to a retreat in Queenston, like near Niagara on the
Mhm.
Lake in the
Mhm.
spring. And I went with the idea that I was going to write a romance series. And I'm not
Mhm.
sure why I thought that because I don't even really read romance. But I thought, hey, I should try that. And then as we were going through the weekend, my ideas started to evolve and you and I actually saw a really great house. And I'm like, that's the house. I need to take a picture. So you stopped and we took a picture of this beautiful house, which we later learned had a lot of history to it and
Yeah.
was really interesting. It's called the Rowley House. And I imagined that house. And actually it was on sale at the time. And I thought, oh my gosh, when I love to buy that house. Now I can bring a dog home, but I'm not sure that I can say, oh, I bought a
Yeah.
house. That's probably,
That would be a stretch for sure. A
that
car,
would
More of a
probably
jump.
be a stretch.
maybe.
Yeah,
It's for
no.
inspiration though.
Yeah, it's inspiration. Really, and it is inspiration. So anyways, that whole experience that weekend, I wasn't anticipating what would happen, but as I was driving home, as you would say, everything just downloaded. Like
Mhm.
by the time I got home, I knew who the characters were, what they were doing, what that first murder was going to be. What kind of angle I was going for. I was picturing the town. Like it was just like so fast. And I'm telling you, writing historical fiction that's never been the case for me. It's always been slow going. It's always been tense, like a year of research, like really working it out. This time, like just ideas came. So the first book came quite quickly. This second book is quick in the sense that I know the town, I know the characters, I know the businesses, I know the location so well, and I know what happens, but also slower in the sense of, oh, is that going to work? Is like I keep second guessing myself in terms of plot, but I'm only on the first draft, so I feel like that's okay. The first draft is working it out, figuring out what's going on, and then second draft I can tidy it up and go, oh yeah, okay, this needs to move and this needs to move and whatever. So, but compared to writing historical fiction, which has been my go-to up until now, cozies are so fun and delightful, and it just makes me smile. And even titles are fun.
Oh,
They're-
absolutely. You have such a unique concept. I've seen the cover and the ebook is available for pre-order so you can
Yeah.
just even see the cover is beautiful, but the concept alone, I think you do have a great foundation for several books. Your series of 6, it won't be a problem. You'll just whip those out in the next
No
12 months.
problem.
But thinking back to that weekend, those buildings and even the people that we met who owned the stores or who were running the establishments were very interesting. And I could see how you would take a lot of inspiration from that.
100%.
I'd like to circle back, though, to your ideas. Did you find, because I do this, so this is why I'm asking, but do you find yourself stopping on the side of the highway to take notes? Because all of this information is coming so quickly that you don't know how you're going to. I would sit there memorizing it, and I'm like, I have to stop and write this down.
Yeah.
How did you collect all the ideas?
I think I've done that in the past, but this time I actually turned on the record button on my cell phone. So I have my cell phone propped up like for the map things. And I just clicked record and I just started talking. And not even that I had to go back and listen to what I'd said. It was the act of speaking it out loud that helped me kind of get the ideas sort of down. And then when I got home, I started jotting notes down. So I think that something about saying it out loud, or like usually for me it is writing it down, that helps me really figure it out. But in this case, because I was in the car and on the highway and it wasn't really convenient just to pull over, I'm like, I got to write this down before I forget.
Well, it's new for me too. And we'll have to explore this further down the line. I have begun the process of recording, and it's changed my world. It takes a lot of time to get used to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember you sent me a voice note a little while ago because we were chatting about an idea in the car actually a while ago. And I was like, oh, that actually is a great idea because I have the most unorganized iPhone note document from, I think it's going on at least a year and a half now. And I'm going to have to take like an hour or two just to sit down and like parse through it to see what's worth like revisiting. But it's just everywhere. I need to actually spend some time figuring out a system for myself. But yeah, the recording is interesting.
Yeah. I think that's the fun part, though, is when you have notes everywhere or recordings and then you sit down with your favorite cup of whatever and it's like mining for information. I don't know. It's fun for me, but that's just how my mind
and you
works.
actually forget some of the things that you thought of. And then you're like, oh, yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah. Or you're like, what was I thinking when I wrote that down? Liisa, just for fun, Rogan and I on our last road trip, I believe, we were channeling you. Because we were coming up with, we do this a lot when we walk, in the city and go for long walks. We'll just come up with ideas and see what we can drum up. And we were coming up with our own cozy mystery scenario. And it's like, okay, what if she did this? If she walked down the stairs, and what would she discover? And so we went on. And then Rogan had let it go, but I kept coming back to it because then the idea starts to nag at you.
It's still simmering. It's still simmering.
Okay.
I need to find my house. My Rowley house, is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was the Rowley house.
Really kickstart something.
Yeah, something like that just like grounds you, and then you can just envision all the things. It's so fun. Like, who knew?
My cozy mystery would have to have a yarn store for sure.
Ooh, a yarn store is good. Yeah, a yarn store is fun. But I think like you can kind of do anything that, like, yes, we kind of imagine some of these towns that are that we've sort of seen in TV series or we've seen in other kinds of books, but I think you can go like for all the things. You could have a video game store, you could have all the hipsters there. You could have, I don't know, you could have the puppy store. I don't know. You can just do anything you want. It's so delightful.
Wow, that's great. So do you have a preference, or is your love for writing spread throughout all the genres that you work in? Like you work in historical fiction and now cozy mysteries. Is one pulling you a little more than the other, or is it just that it's a different time right now and that's okay?
Well, yeah, it's kind of interesting because I just had Water for Weary Souls come out, and so I'm promoting it and talking about it, and it's historical fiction, and it came out about a month ago, and I just had the launch recently, so I've had a lot of people tell me lovely things, which is so great. And actually, yesterday I was visiting my mother at Finlandia Village, and somebody popped by who has been reading it, and she just said the loveliest thing. Something about how when she's reading about the loss and grief that some of the characters had experienced, that she feels it, like how she just viscerally feels the loss. And like, what more do you want than the reader to feel what you're trying to convey? So it's been beautiful. And I do have 2 other historical novels that are in various states of, one is quote unquote done, not done. And then the other one is I'm in a draft. And so I have to pop back and forth. I think the cozy mysteries have been a nice way to just tap into the lightness, to the joy, to the delight, to the not thinking really about how this, like the puzzle will come together and how these characters will evolve over time. Whereas the historical novels tend to be, grounded in some pretty significant historical events, often dark. Often I'm dealing with loss and grief. And so it's quite heavy and dark. And I love to write them. But I also think taking these little breaks and writing something completely different is good for me. And it makes me appreciate the other, whichever one I'm popping into.
Yeah. And you got to bring Emmy, a version of Emmy into the story.
Yes,
so
exactly.
How nice is that?
Yes. Yeah. And I have 2 cats in the story too, Freya and Astrid. And one of the cats is one of those cuddly, they're Norwegian cats. I don't know if you've seen those beautiful cats. They're kind of big and they've got long hair. They're beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I've never had a Norwegian, but I would love to have a Norwegian. So I have 2 Norwegians in there. And one is just like this beautiful, lovely cat and just wants to cuddle and curl up with you. And the other one is sitting on the windowsill at a distance and kind of a little judgmental and like, I don't need you. And kind of like looking disdainfully at the other cat, like, what are you doing? So I love the cats and the dog. They all have their own little personality. And of course I have a resident ghost because the original Rowley house apparently has a ghost named Fanny. And I thought that is so great. So this is our Hygge house also has a Fanny, just a nod to the other Fanny Rowley. And so she's lovely. She's the only one that really sees her apparently are the dogs, the dog and the cats, and Minna's mother. Minna's mother claims to have conversations with her. So nobody knows is she pulling their leg or if she really is, or Minna doesn't really believe it. But so you got to have a good ghost in there. That
is so much fun. I can't wait to dive into the book because I feel I will be recognizing a lot of different spots that we lingered around and visited and discovered. Yeah,
absolutely.
What is something that you are most proud of? I mean, you have so many things to be proud of, but is there something that stands out for you that?
Well, like in my life?
Could be anything.
Yeah, I think my kids, 100%. I'm so proud of them. They're grown-ups now. They're 22 and 25, and they're living on their own. Mia's a journalist and my son's an actor, and they just have decided to do their thing. Mia writes fiction also, and Kieran's like very creative and has written plays in the past. So, when they were growing up, I spent a lot of time writing, and I knew I was pulling, like I would be Sunday afternoon, I'm going to go write. They just saw that as something I was normally doing. But part of me was like, oh, I feel kind of bad. I'm carving out this time to go do this thing. But now I realize, oh, that was probably good for them to see that mom has her job, but she also has that other thing, that creative thing that she does, that she devotes time to, that she takes seriously. And I see them doing that too, right? They have pursued pretty creative careers. And so I'm not to say that that's on me either, because my husband's a musician and he's very creative too. So we kind of legitimately are a creative family. But I'm really proud of the choices they've made for themselves and carving out a life that they love and pursuing the things they want to do.
And I know for sure that you definitely support them in pursuing creativity and their own art, which is just awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I remember actually, Rogan, back in the day, we would have a creative writing group that met to sit and write together. And it was always a smallish group of people, but from anywhere in the building, whatever grade. And the people who came to write at their lunch hour, it was so delightful. And I remember you and Mia and other folks involved in that. What a special group of people who they just wanted to spend time together and with their story and then talk about their story and be excited about each other's work. And I mean, that's the kind of, that's the kind of kids I love, because it's just that permission to be creative and spend time on the thing that you like doing and seeing that other people do it too. It's not just you alone in your room. There are other kids that love it too. So.
Now, if only I could just
taking me back.
I thought Rogan knew where I was going with this, and he probably does
where
now.
Were we going
but
with this?
like, if only I could get Rogan to put.
I do know where you're going with this.
Oh no, but you know what? I think it's the thing about, like, look, Rogan, just pretend you're not here. We'll just talk about you.
I need to go get some more coffee.
And I feel the same way about Mia. She's been busy finishing university and then getting a job and working and starting a life and doing all the things, right?
Right.
But I think if you have ever in your life as a kid loved to write fiction, you will always love that. And if you love to read, you will always love that. And it will never go away, and you will come back to it. And it might not be today and it might not be tomorrow, but it's happening up here. And I remember being in the car as a sort of a young married woman with kids in the back, and making up stories in my head as I drove. Like, it's innate in you to tell stories. So you're like, I have no doubt you will come back around to it eventually, but it's, it's different time in your life, right? Like you have to focus on different things.
Rogan, she's talking to me, not to you. She's basically saying, let him be himself.
Yeah.
It's because I love to read what Rogan writes. And it was quite nice a few months ago. Yeah. He did send me an email out of the blue and said, see, I still write. And so, he'll throw me a poem for my birthday. And oh my goodness, they're just, what a gift.
It's my favorite one I ever wrote, I think. I like that one a lot.
The Whitson River?
I was going to say, where I am now, I'm so thankful. I work in the gaming industry, which can be a lot sometimes, but baseline, it is still a place where I can have some creative output, which I love. And it's a nice blend of kind of like my math brain and my storytelling, creative, fun brain, which is why I've always been drawn to it. But I do find I'm still kind of like learning the ropes and getting used to it. And although I'm happy that I have this outlet through work and I'm doing something that interests me and it's always fresh and whatnot, I do find that it's kept me. I find myself a bit drained from it, and I'm still trying to figure out how to balance that and also pursuing my own stuff, because I do still want to keep that separate. I mean, work and my own creative pursuits so I have like so many ideas and so many things that I want to try, but still just trying to like find that balance. And like you said, it'll come, and I am confident of that.
Yeah. 100%. And the one thing that I often suggest when I work with writers who have busy careers or families, or, sometimes they're folks that have kids and then they have parents that they're taking care of and they're still working full time and all the things. What I often say is that you need to find a little tiny bit of space in your day for yourself to do this, because it feels like it's one more thing to do. But actually what it does is it fills the well, and you have more energy to do the things you have to do. It seems so counterintuitive. Add this one more thing on, like write when you can. But actually it's a way of escaping everything else you're doing and falling into this other world you've created. And you can just enjoy that 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. And then you go about the rest of your day and you're feeling good, and that creative part is kind of firing, and you feel kind of happy that you've done that. And I think it does help you, function in your job and other places, because you've spent some time just with all those ideas that are mulling and, reverberating around your head. So I know, it's really easy to say to somebody, go do this anyway, even though you don't have time. Find a way. I learned how to integrate writing. And I mean, it was easier for me maybe because I was an English teacher. But I would also have students do some creative writing at the beginning of the class, and I'd give them a prompt, and then I'd work on my book.
Oh, smart.
Yes, it was so smart. And then the kids would be like, well, what did you write, miss? And I'd be like, well, I didn't actually do the prompt. I'm working on a book. And then they'd want to know about the book. And then they'd realize, oh, you're writing. And they'd be interested in that. So it became a conversation about the fact that people actually do write books, and they do them in these little increments of time. And so it was kind of a teachable moment too.
So, Liisa, you are an author, a book coach, a mother, so many things. And I know you do believe that writers should be readers.
Yes.
And readers become writers.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on your reading list right now? Do you have time?
Yeah. I read every day, and I read a fairly big variety of books. I'm trying to think about the most recent one. So I've talked about this with another podcast too. I recently read a book that I picked up at Kingston Writers Fest by Lyndon McIntyre. He was a Canadian journalist. I don't know if he's doing any journalism anymore, but he's a beautiful writer. He writes fiction and nonfiction. And this one was sort of an unlikely choice for me, but I knew his writing. So I thought, okay, I'm going to pick it up. It was called The Wake, and it's nonfiction. It's set in Newfoundland. The beginning of the story is sort of in 1929, and this is a story I didn't know anything about, like Canadian history. There was a tsunami that affected Newfoundland and some communities and really devastated them. And then later they had some mining happening in those towns that was not well regulated. And so we're all from a mining town. We know how mining can affect, really affect a town in good ways and bad ways. But in this mining town, it was really unregulated, and people were getting all kinds of diseases and dying because they were in really bad condition. So it kind of covers several decades and various families and individuals who were affected by this tsunami, and then all the crises around the mining. And it was Canadian history I'd never heard about, but Lyndon McIntyre is such an amazing writer that he makes this like so riveting. It was like a page turner.
Yeah.
And so I highly recommend it. It was so good.
Okay.
And then I'll mention the other book I finished. It was Joy Fielding's Jenny Cooper Has a Secret. It's so completely different. It's like a mystery set in an old age home with Jenny, who's claims to be like a serial killer. And the protagonist is not quite sure if she has lost her mind or if she has actually done what she said she did. And so we kind of get to find out what did Jenny do?
A little different than Hygge House.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
A little different premise there.
A little bit.
Yeah. Rogan, do you have anything on your reading list right now?
Oh, I was telling you earlier, I'm guilty of currently not having anything on the go.
That's okay.
But I'm in like a little bit of an informal reading club group thing with a couple of friends. Basically, I love fantasy. It's what got me really into reading in the first place, and writing too, honestly. We convinced a friend to read The Wheel of Time, my favorite fantasy series ever, a little while ago. And so every time he would finish a book, we'd hop on a call, talk about it, discuss, it is a book club. It is a book club.
Yeah.
But he finally just finished much quicker than we anticipated. And so when we were at the end, we were like, oh, like, should we just like keep going? So I think we're going to do Discworld next. Is that Terry Pratchett or could
I think it's Pratchett.
It's Pratchett.
I could be wrong.
I should know this, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I can picture the cover.
Yeah, I've seen them because I'm always in the fantasy section, and I've heard so much about it. So we're taking a bit of a break, but we're doing this because when we're doing the Wheel of Time, the two of us, my friend and I, had read it, and we were kind of like poking, talking, asking questions to our friend who hadn't read it. He was reading it. This time, none of us have read it, so it should be interesting. We kind of all be together in the journey and trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully, we will be starting soon. I think we're just taking a break.
That's fun. This story, I probably shouldn't even tell people, but I cannot believe how I got my son into reading these massive books. It's slightly embarrassing, funny now. Please don't. I'm not a bad parent. I really am responsible. But the person who put these books in my son's hands was like, "Oh yeah, 12. They're great." He was 12, and what was the series? Was it The Wheel of Time?
It was The Wheel of Time. Which, to be fair, is no like Game of Thrones in terms of explicit content. It's a lot more like Fade to Black when it comes to violence or other things like that. But still, there's some stuff in there that. Yeah. But to be fair, when I was a kid, a lot of it flew over my head. And it's been actually really interesting. Yeah, it's been interesting to revisit it now with my friend, and to go through a lot of the subtext and the more subtle things that I didn't really pick up on the first time.
Yeah.
So I love that series.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, I think that's amazing, because the fact that you fell in love with reading as a result of that, and I really do, as an English teacher, I would tell kids, I don't ban books. You can read anything you want, unless your parents, like, if they disagree and they don't want you to read something, that it's fine. Like, I did tell them no Shades of Grey. What was that book? Shades of
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. I would say it's not going to work for the assignments.
No, right?
It just, like, you can read it if your parents say yes, but I said it's not going to work for the assignment. Sorry.
No.
But I would be like, I'm not banning anything. And I always found that kids are way more mature than we expect them to be. And also, like Rogan said, there's a lot of things that they don't even pick up on because they're not ready for it and they don't understand that yet. So it's kind of, they gloss over it anyway, and it's not that interesting. Like, they got to the other things that are more interesting. So I feel like it's probably no, Holly, you did the right thing.
Hey,
it's good.
I've been carrying that for many years.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we had this session here.
Yeah. Speaking of school, I always in my head kind of credit the Wheel of Time for, like I said, I got me into reading, but also I went to French school for up until grade 8 elementary, and my parents were very nervous about putting me into an English high school. But I had finished the Wheel of Time right when I was starting high school. I had no problems in English, and I specifically credit the Wheel of Time for that, because it was a very wordy book series.
Point.
So,
and in fact, I did well.
Yes. And well, Logan, and to your credit, I mean, we as teachers all knew in grade 9 how brilliant you were. Like, it was just common knowledge that Rogan was an exceptional student. So you did not have any worries about coming in from a French school, because you were and are a brilliant person and a lovely person. And I think everyone recognized that really, really early on. And so Wheel of Time, go for Wheel of Time.
Let's go for Wheel of Time.
That's beautiful.
That's so kind.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So kind. Yeah. Well, this has been great. For the listeners out there who may think that their animals don't influence their creativity, it could just be that, like Emmy, she brings you to places that you may not necessarily go, whether that be a walk or maybe you take her for a drive. And so she brings out the creativity in different ways, or influences you, that is. But you are a woman of so many different facets. You're a book coach, life coach in so many ways, not certified, but my goodness, you are there for so many others. You support people. You're a writer, an author, a mother, a wife, a friend. And I am just so privileged to have you here with me. And I'm here because of you, because you have encouraged me to keep going. And every time I said, nope, that's it, I quit. I'm not doing the podcast, Rogan. And then the next week it would be like, okay, Rogan, we're on again. You were there to ask me, how's the podcast? So thank you. Thank you for being here. Yes, I am too now.
Yay. And I think it'll be lovely for listeners who are creatives, who love their pets as much as we all do, and just making those connections to why those little beings are in our life and how important they are to us and our creativity. So I think you're doing great.
Thank you. We'll be sure to link all of the places that people can find you. You have an incredible Substack, Women in Writing, and Instagram. We can follow you there, and Facebook, and we'll link your website so that our listeners can be readers as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Hi, Rogan.
Hello.
How you doing?
Still debating how I'm going to address you. Let's go with Holly. Hello, Holly. It'll change day to day, I think. How weird is that?
As we move along on this podcast throughout the season, people will let us know if it's okay for you to call me mom, or it's weird, but it's okay.
Colleague. Hello, colleague.
Hello,
that
fellow
kind of rhymes with your
podcaster.
name. My
peer. Yes. There. Let's go through our roll call here. What are we wearing for our flannel shirts today?
Wearing a lovely grayscale flannel that I got from a company that I worked at, actually. I still wear it to this day, even though I work at a different one now. They have their logo is like pretty, it blends in because their logo is embroidered in black on a black and gray plaid. So you can't really tell unless you're looking pretty close. So
what's the point of having the logo on the shirt then?
I don't know. You can see it, right? Like it's how subtle it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm okay with it because
it's a beautiful plaid.
It's lovely. It's Roots. It's held up. Shout out Roots. We are not sponsored by you, but hey, someday.
It's Roots Canadian.
Oh God, you know what? I've kind of just always assumed it is. I'm checking that right now while you tell me about your flannel.
Well, mine is a lovely emerald green. We're talking Wizard of Oz emerald green.
Yep.
Buffalo plaid check with the black. And I do consider this a buffalo plaid, just in a different color, as is yours. So, like mine.
One day we're going to have to get into what makes a plaid buffalo, because I actually don't fully know.
Okay. I'm going to put it
on
the
size of the squares. We'll get into it.
We will, but it'll be for down the line. Perhaps a winter episode. That'll be good to delve into that. And what are we drinking?
It's Canadian, but apparently it might have been sold to an American firm.
We'll just
that's usually the pipeline, right?
Yeah. All right. We won't go further. What are you drinking tonight, Rogan?
What's that?
What are you drinking this evening? And
what am I drinking? I was going to make some tea, and then I realized I have to be productive later, so I made some instant coffee.
Okay. What cup?
In my buffalo plaid, bringing it back. God, there are 3 different versions of plaid. Again, no video here for the podcast, but there's so much plaid happening.
It is aesthetically pleasing.
It is.
Oh my goodness. And first of all, listener, why do we go through the flannel shirt and what are you drinking? It's because that's a Rogan and I thing. When we get together, we love to go to a coffee shop. I write. He does his thing, whether it's writing or working on projects. And we have always worn flannel, mostly plaid shirts. And we love to talk about the drinks that we're about to get. So we thought we'd just make it part of it. I got this beautiful cup with cats and flowers in a little town. Well, it's actually not so little anymore, but Collingwood, Ontario.
Shout out Collingwood.
I think it's fitting because our guest tonight is Finn, and this is reminiscent of that. I feel like it's a pattern that is has a Finn twist to it. I'm drinking lemongrass tea.
Is that just lemongrass, or is it like a blend?
Just lemongrass. Nothing. No honey, no lemon. Well, I mean, additional lemon.
Is it here's a good question. Is it lemongrass or is it lemon and grass? I'm feeling very stupid tonight. I had a long day.
Can I get back to you on that one?
Yeah. Figure it out. Let me know. Do a little taste test. See how it is.
I will.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us about what you did on the weekend, on Saturday?
Oh, to be completely honest, no, but I'm going to do it anyways. I about to out myself as a Torontonian. Oh my God, docs on the internet. But I participated in the United Way CN Tower climb up event. It's my second time doing it. It's basically you sign up, you fundraise some money, and if you meet the minimum, you're given the opportunity to walk up the CN Tower.
Wow.
And it's a lot of fun and pain. And yeah, I'm trying to think of any other way to describe it other than just like 20 to 40 minutes in purgatory.
So how many steps are we talking here?
It's, oh God, I had the number in front of my face for like hours on Saturday. It's like 1,500-ish, somewhere around there. But the fun thing, and by fun, heavy sarcasm on the fun, is that because of CN Tower rules, I believe, you're not allowed to bring any kind of loose item into the stairwell. So that includes like phones, certain headbands, critically headphones. So you cannot listen to any kind of music or anything, which is a must for me when it comes to cardio. I love cardio, but with the big exception that it needs to have music associated with it. So you're just going up the same gray staircase for however long it takes you. And it is like very just like mind numbing.
Wow.
Mind and leg numbing.
No kidding. That is one serious glute workout. Were your friends, your new friends, supporting you? Like, did you chat? Did everybody just have their head down and
A lot
trying
of
to
people
just make
there.
it up?
Yeah, a lot of people there were in groups, so they tended to stick together. When you're actually going up, there's no talking because everyone like is just huffing. At one point, I was kind of like zoning out, trying to like not focus on things, and I bumped into the person in front of me, and I felt super bad, and I was about to pass him. So as I'm passing him, I'm like, "Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to do that." Didn't even look at me. He was just like staring ahead, just going, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to keep going. But I had some fun conversations with some people afterwards because we had to wait forever to get in the elevator to go back down because, thank God they don't make you walk back down. You can take the elevator down. So
why not? That would
good.
be the easy part. I would love that part.
Oh, that would be take one step, leg wobble, and then all the way down.
All the way down.
Yeah. It was good though. It's a uniquely, this is what I always say, it's a very unique Toronto thing that you can do. So if you're into like, fitness or cardio and you live in the city, and of course it's a fundraiser. So you're raising money for a good cause, United Way. And they do it every year. I shaved off 30 seconds this year off my time last year. So that's
what I was going to be up. You didn't think you'd do it, but you did.
I was so convinced I was going to do terribly this year. And again, it's not a competition, but it is fun to pit yourself against yourself last year.
Exactly. So who's joining you next year? Me. I'm definitely doing it.
Oh.
There's one in the spring, one in the fall, and
yes.
The one in the spring is for animal awareness of some sort. We'll find out more.
It's something to do with a fundraiser for animals. I feel terrible for not remembering now, but yes, something like they usually do the spring one, and then United Way does the fall one.
Great. I'm in. Totally in. And next week, we will tell the listeners what we are about to do this weekend, but we're not going to, no spoiler alerts on that one just yet.
I was going to ask if we're going to spoil it, but
not this time. I have too many surprises for you that I don't want to slip up on. And so just know that it's going to be fun. Yeah, for sure. And for a good cause as well. I did want to take a few minutes just to talk about our book. I have questions. Again, I know I'm going to be like a repeat, but here we go. Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. What is an RPG?
Oh, this is so good. A role-playing game.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
This book is what's known as it's a very specific genre, a lit RPG, which is a short form for literary role-playing game.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
Basically, all of the games that I love. I'm a huge gamer, which is part of the reason why I got into that book in the first place.
Okay,
you are not a huge gamer. I've
not
tried.
At all. No, I mean, he has tried. He's tried baking games, building bookstore games, name it, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, there was a couple that I'm like, okay, no, this is the one. There were like these cozy games where like you're in like a trailer and you're going around and I'm like, this is gonna get her. This is no, nothing.
I still go back to Bejeweled. I mean,
oh my God. They got the formula down pat. There you go.
That's right. So I'm about a third the way through the book. And I think I mentioned this before, but I am listening to it on audio. And I'm struggling with the creepy voice. Like the one, and it keeps coming back like reward. That is just
the AI voice.
Oh, that's the AI voice.
So I haven't listened. I listened to every book on audiobook except for the first one. So I wasn't sure what you meant by that.
Okay.
It's the AI.
You have to listen to it. But the AI voice is creeping me out big time. And but it sticks with you. So if that was their intention, well played. Third, I never expected Princess Donut to be British.
Oh, that completely fulfilled my expectation of her. When I heard the voice after reading the first book, I was like, yep, that's the one. Why not? Why? She's so like posh and.
Yeah, I guess I just expected her maybe to be a little bit more Valley Girl somehow.
Oh. Oh, that's fun. That would have been fun too. I think in the later audiobooks, the British gets toned down.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which I don't know if it was like unintentional or maybe this version of Donuts putting it on more. I don't know. But yeah, she's a very uppity little cat. So I like to think that she get on.
Yeah, and I'll have plenty of time to listen, hopefully finish it by this weekend, because I'll have plenty driving hours to get to see it. The other book I would like to spend just a few moments on for anyone who is looking for a fabulous read. All ages could read this book, from 5 to 100. And it is The Eyes and the Impossible by Dave Eggers. I picked this book up when I was in Halifax on the East Coast this past summer. This book is aesthetically pleasing. I know that's the second time I used that word today, but
it's a good word.
The cover is made out of wood. It is etched, and through it is an illustration of the dog, Johannes. Inside, the illustrations are like paintings. That's just the way the book looks. I mean, we could get into how it reads, the literature, the storyline. It was beautiful. And I did put up a review on my Substack and Instagram, but do yourself a favor and pick up this book. Of course, I listened to the audio, and it was Ethan Hawke who narrated it.
Oh.
And it was like it was meant for him. I really enjoyed every second, and I will go back and listen to it again.
I'm seeing just the cover from here on the video, and it does look awesome. Could you just like open it up for me real quick? I'd love to see. You mentioned illustrations, or is it a surprise? Oh no, okay, you're opening it. Okay, yeah.
Oh, I could bring it with me. I could bring it with me so you can see it.
All right, I'll borrow it from you. It looks like I could finish that off in like a solid weekend.
Quick read, quick listen, and well worth it.
Oh, it was really great. I haven't had the chance to speak with her in a while, so it was great to catch up.
I wondered for a moment if I should keep that as a surprise, but it was great to reconnect.
No one wants to hear my shocked, oh my God, surprise sounds. So, It's a good thing that you didn't.
Yeah. No, it was a great episode. It was a little bit longer than we normally go, but felt short in a way. We could have chatted all night. Listener, if you managed to make it to the end, we appreciate you and thank you for listening. And we'll chat with you next week. Bye, Rogan.
Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.